Hello there. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the products, the LifeVantage products, specifically the Trisynergiser, NRF1, NRF2, and NAD. Now, our flagship product is NRF2, and this has been around since about 2003. It's used a lot. We have seen incredible results with the NRF2 to decrease oxidative stress. In terms of taking Protandim NRF2, what I do recommend is that you take it with a fish oil or some sort of a fat in the mornings. And why do I say that? That's to increase its absorption. So I recommend to take our omega with the Protandim in the morning before breakfast. Sometimes you might get a little bit of gastric discomfort, and this certainly helps it if you have something to eat afterwards. So let's have a look at what Protandim actually is, what it does, and what the benefits might be. So it's made up of 5 natural compounds: milk thistle, bacopa, ashwagandha, green tea, and turmeric extract. We know that all of these compounds are good in their own right. But what they did is they put them all together and they found that they were 18 times more effective than the individual agents alone. And that's what we call synergy. So the combination is much more effective than the individual sum of its parts. What does it do? It switches on a genetic pathway called the NRF2 pathway. And that's a pathway that's responsible for cellular detoxification, for antioxidant enzyme production, as well as a huge number of other genes that it actually modifies. It upregulates or makes the good genes good, and it downregulates or makes the bad genes bad. And as you can see, here are the benefits. It reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And that's through NRF2 activation. It produces enzymes that are capable of neutralizing more than 1 million free radicals. It helps regulate survival genes and helps the body repair and rejuvenate its own cells. Now, if anyone has any health issues, I always say to them, go to pubmed.gov, put in oxidative stress and their health condition. When they look there, they'll see the effects of oxidative stress and whatever the health condition can be. And the question you ask them is, if you could reduce your oxidative stress, would you? And this is a really easy way of doing it. Next, I want to talk about the Protandim NRF1 synergizer, which works at the mitochondria. Let's have a look to see what that's made up of and how that works. So acetyl-carnitine, quercetin, grapes, alpha-lipoic acid, and coenzyme Q10, again put together in a specific concentration to switch on a genetic pathway called the NRF1 pathway. And that's responsible for mitochondrial health. Mitochondria are the little bean-like structures within a cell that produce energy for the cell. So we find that the cells that need the maximum energy, for example, the heart or the brain, they have huge numbers of mitochondria in every single cell. So what does it do? What's the benefit? Well, it improves performance through energy function, it enhances cellular health, and increases what we call ATP, which is the cellular or the fuel for the cells. When we put these two together, the NRF1 and the NRF2, that's called the dual synergizer. And let's have a look specifically, and I am going to delve into the science here, as to what the two of them together can do. So what we're getting is we're getting better well-being, we're getting much more cellular health. They work synergistically, which means they work more together than they do the sum of their parts. We're switching on both pathways. When we look at the NRF2 pathway, with both of them together, we have an increase of 46% over the NRF2 activation. So we're seeing a lot of synergy for NRF2. When we look at the NRF1 pathways, we're seeing 158% increase when we use them both. So the dual synergizer is incredibly powerful. On the left, that's the actual genetic pathways. I'm not going to go into detail. I just want you to have a look at the figures in yellow, because when we see what the actual results are, and these are all got great scientific backup, it's important for you to know there's a dual synergizer. It works so much more effectively. So let's have a look at the NAD. What's that got in it? It's got theacrine, wasabi, nicotinate, and olive leaf extract. Now, theocrine acts on similar receptors to caffeine. So I always tell people when they start this off that they may well feel a little bit wired. They may well find difficulty sleeping to start off with, and also to watch their caffeine intake. And always take it in the morning. If you take it past about 10, you may well find that it really amps you up. This is the pièce de résistance. It switches on a pathway called the NAD pathway, but it switches it on via a pathway called the sirtuin pathway. So you're not just giving NAD, you're actually regenerating the NAD, and you're actually making the NAD much more powerful than just putting in the precursor. A lot of people will have incredible results with this. It improves mental focus, supports positive mood, you're physically much more active. It supports the body's inflammation response. It's really good for maintaining cholesterol and a healthy vascular system. We've got a few blogs about NAD and the Trisynergizer specifically, and it's quite good to be able to read those to see the effects of anti-aging and the effects that it has on your body. So let's have a look at all three of them together. So we have got products that neutralize, that's the NRF2 with oxidative stress, that energize, NRF1 at the mitochondria, and revitalize with the NAD. So let's have a look with all three together. Now, what's really, really exciting is that the Trisynergizer increases the activity of each of these phenomenally. Let's look at a couple of the genes. Let's look at the NRF2 genes, the antioxidant detoxification genes, plus 82% when you take all three. Let's look at the inflammatory response genes, plus 1,583% increase. So these are NRF2 genes that are increased when you take all three together. Synergizer. NRF1 genes increased by 39%. Increased by 71%. Mitochondrial biogenesis is the way that mitochondria are replicated, the way that they connect, and the way that they're rejuvenated. Again, incredibly important as you age, as the mitochondria decrease in function. NAD genes, plus 967, plus 1,916% increase for NAD synthesis. So when you put all three together, you've got incredibly powerful anti-aging cellular health. Put together with a probio for gut health, you have a gut microbiome that is just absolutely top of the line and gives you health in a way that we've never ever seen before. We live in a toxic world these days. You know, we're bombarded constantly, herbicides, pesticides, food that's not nutritious, our soil's depleted, Wi-Fi, you know, some Bluetooth. We need to do something that's a little bit different these days. We need to counteract that with natural cellular health, getting our bodies to come to the party to be able to heal themselves. And what these products are doing is that they're giving them cellular support. And that's the most important thing that we need to do now for going forward, being proactive with our health and making sure that we live a great health span rather than just lifespan. You can have all four products together as a vitality stack, add the NAD, and you've got an amazing sense of products. And let's care about people, because it's important to know that health is it's a right for people. People need to be healthy. They want to be healthy. And our way of doing it is to make sure that they can have access to these products and have access to optimum cellular health. We care. Thanks.